So happy Friday, everyone. I'm here with Magda Dunn, an operations and efficiency specialist. And we're going to talk today about the three fundamental pillars you must have to avoid small business pitfalls. But maybe Magda, you can introduce yourself and how you got interested in this topic.
Yes. So first of all, thanks so much, Greg, for having me. I'm coming originally from the corporate background as an executive assistant. And in those years, I learned how to streamline processes, how to look for efficiencies. We sometimes are not very efficient in what we do. So, and from my German background, it's kind of in my blood. I can't help myself. So, after so many years, I decided that it might be nice to actually help small business owners who don't have the support that the corporations have, right? We have all kinds of people helping us in the corporations doing specific jobs. And as a small business owner, you're pretty much by yourself. Um, so I became certified as an online business manager, and this has taken me to now my route as being an operations and efficiency specialist, helping small business owners.
That's great. My experience with companies of all sizes is that chaos and inefficiency doesn't have anything to do with size, I think. But I
True.
I have worked for some companies that really have it right. They know how to manage things. Things go smoothly. Relatively few things go wrong, and if they do, they have a graceful way of managing it. And so, but I really know that most small businesses, most people start off as an entrepreneur, and they're maybe a team of one, and then they grow and they have two or three or five or something like that. They have to learn how to be more disciplined and create systems. I think you're a systems person, really. Systems
Yeah.
and
And
practices, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's and you're absolutely right. It doesn't matter how big you are. If you're, a team of one or a team of, 80,000, you're still going to have those inefficiencies.
Yeah.
But it hurts, especially, I think, a small business having those. So when you look at streamlining things, you want to make sure that you're not reinventing the wheel every time you do something.
Yeah, for sure. I think with the larger companies, they can miss things.
They do, because they especially they look at, they look at their numbers and their KPIs, and it's the surface. They're not looking really deep down what the people on the ground are experiencing.
Yeah.
And that's what causes issues.
I worked for a large consulting company one time, and we dealt with some pretty big government agencies, and it was the court systems in Vancouver, and we were looking after the software. So one of the things we took over from another company, and one of the systems I was looking at, we went out into the field and talked to people, and there was one system here that had a very elaborate printed report, like it was a few thousand pages, and printed out every Tuesday afternoon. So I went and talked to them, and I asked them what they were using the report for, and they said, well, actually, we don't use it. We know it comes out at that time, so we back up the paper recycling bin there. So the printer just spews it out into the recycling, and then we recycle it. Says, and by the way, you're the first person in 10 years to come down and ask.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, they put things in motion and think it's going to be solved, but everything is like a living document, right? So if you don't ask the people that work with it on what has changed, then it's not of no value, really.
It's of no value. And I know from working for a large consulting company, and then also with smaller ones, is sometimes it's somebody in the office or somebody who's doing a job that comes up with a system that does the job done, which is better than the high powered consultants, because I think it's a human tendency. Everybody, if you got a giant hammer, you want to treat everything as a nail. So they try to put what the solution they know into a situation, and sometimes it's not appropriate. So that's where you need to understand, and the better companies understand that totally. engaged with what everybody's doing, and looking at whether what they're doing is the best thing to be done. You, yeah,
Yeah, I was going to say, especially you need to have people that are on the job writing those procedures,
yeah,
right? Because if you have somebody else come in, they will miss steps. And then the other thing is, even if you have somebody that's on the job writing them, you still will have to give it to somebody that doesn't know anything about it and have them go through the
yeah,
steps, right?
yeah,
Because that's when you will see where things are missing. I've gotten a SOP from somebody to do a certain thing, and the first step was completely missing. I'm like, where do I log in? What system do I have to use to do what you're giving me to do? Right? It's having that extra person that has
yeah.
no clue. It's a big deal.
Yeah, I find, because I spent some time, just watching over the shoulder of somebody, and people will write up what they do, and then when you watch them, there's often two or three things that they're doing that they don't, subconscious.
Yeah.
They're just, and you can't do the job unless you do those things. So you have to kind of figure it out. So I always try to walk through. If somebody gives me an instruction, I walk through it. But I spent some time. Doing technical documentation so I was hanging out with a bunch of engineers, and the thing is I actually I was kind of annoying because I knew when they were spouting nonsense, right? But also they had a tendency sometimes to over document things. I had a little device which was really a phone system, that for a receptionist to take calls. And anyway, I was documenting the hardware and how the use of it. And one of the engineer gave me instructions for 3 pages of instructions for how to reset it, right? And it says, okay. So anyway, I got the device, I was looking at it, and it had a plug-in to put the headset in and a plug-in for the power. And so I said, by resetting, do you mean disconnect the power for 30 seconds and plug it back in again? He says, yeah, okay, well, why don't we just tell him to do that? so the 2 pages of instructions ended up being 2 lines.
Right. Exactly. That's too funny.
Yeah, but if you don't touch the thing, you just go by what people tell you, then you just sort of, you trust that's true, and it may not be.
Right. And the other thing is, question things as well.
Yeah.
If you're a part of a team, so it's important, we all make mistakes, we all forget something, but question a process. Is there a better way to do it? And why are we not doing it? Sometimes there's a certain reason why we're not doing something a certain way.
Yeah, no, yeah, there is.
There's not.
I was in an engineering meeting one time, and they were discussing about a new product. And anyway, in the middle of it, I said, well, because I knew enough about what they're doing, it says, well, why are you doing it that way? That doesn't seem to make sense, right? And they looked at me, I'm the writer, I'm not supposed to know anything. Anyway, their supervisor come in, and he got them to explain what they're doing. And he was way harsher than I was. He says, I think you guys need to go back and think about this again and come back when you have some kind of reasonable solution for this.
Right.
I don't think they invited me to an engineering meeting again, because writers aren't supposed to have an opinion. We're just supposed to write stuff down, right? But what they didn't know is I was a technical architect and a software engineer before. I was out of money, so I took the writing job, right?
But you know what you were talking about, right? So it's different.
Yeah, it's different, because most people don't. They're learning. That's the thing. That's the beauty of being a writing, is you get to learn all sorts of new things.
Right. Yeah. I learned to be very specific in instructions. I took a course at NYU, a translation course from German to English, and we went into different fields. We had law, we had medicine, and one of them was patents. And I really enjoyed that. Even as dry as it is and as boring as it is, but it's very structured, and it shows you the flow of things, of how they have to move from one to the next.
Yeah.
And you can't miss anything.
You can't miss anything. I have a friend I play music with. He's probably one of the best musicians I've ever played with. He's from South Africa. And that's what he does. He writes up patents, all because he's got an eye for all those details.
Yep.
You know, you've got to do the research. You got to get all those little bits and pieces
Yep.
exactly right.
Yep. Yep.
And he's good at it. So,
That's excellent.
yeah. So you have a presentation. Do you want to run through your presentation?
I do. Yes.
So let's see. I'm going to take this banner off the screen and put
Okay.
your presentation up. And yeah, you should be able to step through the slides and
Sure. So today we're going to talk about the 3 foundational pillars you must have to avoid small business pitfalls. Number 1 is a proven roadmap. Number 2 are the right systems and technology. And number 3 are the right support. So let's start with the proven roadmap. Without one, you really don't have a clear vision for the business, right? You are putting out fires daily because everything comes at you. You have no direction of where to go, and things come just happening to you. It is reactive decision making, right? Doing this, you will miss opportunities. Your work-life balance will be non-existent. And getting caught up in non-essential activities is another main point where we're just wasting time and money, really. So the solution is your proven roadmap, and having a strategic roadmap offers numerous benefits for small business owners. It starts with a clear focus and direction. A strategic roadmap provides a clear vision and direction for business, helping to align efforts towards long-term goals and preventing distractions from non-essential activities. Effective resource allocation allows for better planning and allocation of resources, ensuring that time, money, and personnel are used efficiently to achieve strategic objectives. Also, improve decision making. So, with a roadmap, decisions can be made based on long term goals and strategies rather than short term urgencies. This leads to more consistent and effective business practices. Enhanced performance measurement. A strategic roadmap includes specific milestones and performance metrics, making it easier to track progress, measure success, and make necessary adjustments. Next is a competitive advantage. So, by having a clear strategy, small businesses can better identify and capitalize on market opportunities, stay ahead of competitors, and adapt to industry changes. Also, better risk management. A strategic plan helps identify potential risks, develop contingency plans, reducing the likelihood of being caught off guard by unexpected challenges. Easier funding and investment. Investors and lenders are more likely to support a business with a well-defined strategy as it demonstrates foresight and a clear path to growth and profitability. Sustainability and growth. A roadmap helps ensure that the business is on a sustainable growth path with plans for scaling operations, entering new markets, or innovating products and services. And lastly, enhanced adaptability. While a roadmap provides structure, it also allows for flexibility. Businesses can adjust their strategies based on performance data, and changing market conditions while staying aligned with their overall goals. So in summary, a strategic roadmap is essentially for guiding a small business towards its long-term goals, ensuring efficient use of resources, improving decision making, and enhancing overall performance and sustainability. This leads us to the second pillar that we need, which is the right systems and technology. So having the right system and technology in place can provide numerous benefits for small businesses. First, increased efficiency. Automation and streamlined processes provided by the right systems and technology can significantly increase efficiency, allowing employees to focus on higher value tasks rather than repetitive manual work. This also goes if you are a team of one, right? You don't do the same thing over and over. You have your system do it for you. Improved productivity. With the right tools and technology, tasks can be completed faster and with fewer errors, leading to increased overall productivity for the business. Enhanced communication and collaboration. Modern technology enables easier communication and collaboration among team members, regardless of their physical location. This fosters teamwork, creativity, and innovation. Better decision making. Data-driven insights provided by technology help business owners make informed decisions. Analyzing data on customer behavior, market trends, and financial performance can lead to better strategic choices. So having your KPIs in place is super important. Cost savings. While there may be upfront costs associated with implementing new systems and technology, in the long run, they often lead to cost savings through increased efficiency, reduced errors, and optimized resource utilization. Competitive advantage. Businesses that leverage the latest technology often have a competitive edge over those who do not. They can innovate faster, respond to market changes more effectively, and deliver better products and services to customers. In summary, the right systems and technology can drive efficiency, productivity, innovation, and competitive advantage for small businesses, while also improving decision making, customer experience, and data security. And lastly, the right support. Having the right support in place can significantly benefit small business owners in multiple ways. Expert guidance is one of them. Access to experienced advisors or mentors can provide valuable insights and advice, helping business owners make informed decisions and avoid common pitfalls. Improved problem solving. A strong support network can offer diverse perspectives and solutions to challenges, enabling business owners to tackle issues more effectively and efficiently. Reduced stress. We all want that. Knowing that you have reliable support can alleviate stress and reduce the feeling of isolation that many small business owners experience. This can improve mental health and overall well-being. Enhanced focus on core activities. Support from administrative staff, IT professionals, or specialized consultants allows business owners to focus on their core competencies and strategic activities, rather than getting bogged down in operational details. Better financial management. Financial advisors or accountants can provide critical support in managing finances, ensuring accurate bookkeeping, tax compliance, and strategic financial planning. Crisis management. In times of crisis, having a support system in place can be crucial for navigating challenges and recovering more quickly. And lastly, accountability. Regular check-ins with mentors, advisors, or business coaches can help business owners stay accountable to their goals and ensure they are making progress. So in summary, having the right support can provide expertise, resources, and peace of mind, enabling small business owners to focus on growth, innovation, and strategic planning. This support network can significantly enhance the overall success and sustainability of the business. So these are our three pillars, really the foundation of any small business that is successful and going for growth and longevity. I want to thank you for giving me the time today. And if anybody would like to stay in touch, my email is there, my phone number, and please feel free to click on the QR code to book a complimentary call.
So thank you very much. So, what kind of services, what kind of consulting do you provide for your clients? Do you help them pick platforms, or what do you help them with?
Yes. So the way I start out with my clients is really go through these three pillars first. I start off with an assessment call where we go through their business and go into every little detail, every aspect of their business, and find out where they are right now, where they want to be in the long run, and what their challenges are currently, and why they weren't able to eliminate those challenges and are already where they want to be in the future, right? Why are they not further ahead? What have they tried? Why hasn't it worked? Once we go through this assessment, I will provide them with a breakdown of their goals, and ultimately a 5-year goal, a 3-year goal, an annual goal broken down by month, and then the 3 major steps they need to take in the next 90 days to move their business forward. And it will be broken down in detail for them to take that information and implement it themselves. If they do not have the time or don't feel like doing that and would like me to do it, I'm there to provide that service. And we will be looking at, what systems are in place, what is the team, what are the challenges, what has worked, what has not worked, and go from there to get the owner really off the hamster wheel, right?
Yes. So what size company is ideal for you? Like how many, like in terms of number of employees, maybe?
Yeah. So it can be from a one-man show, one man, one woman show that is doing everything themselves, because we can implement automations and systems that will help them grow and then get to the point where they can hire then maybe a VA or somebody else that will help them in the business. So it can be from a one person to you have a team of 25. It And you need help. You're still the one contact person even with a team
Yeah.
of 25, right? That we need to be able to just delegate and trust our team. And by having the right systems and processes in place, we can trust that our team will do the right thing.
I met somebody one time who had started a company, and he, after a long time, he had finally thought he could actually go take a vacation, and then he went on a vacation and he came back, and his manager said to him, says, "Well, it's good that you're back, but don't touch anything." He says, "What?" So the system was self-sufficient, and, and so now he's in the business of helping people sell their business, because some people say, like, some people really like starting and building things, but they don't like the operations and the grind,
Yeah.
the, the 50 years to life in your business. So
It's funny that you mentioned that to sell a business. That was actually one of those niches I want to get into,
yeah,
because we don't look at that until it's almost too late.
yeah,
When do we want to sell? Well, I want to sell next year. But you have nothing in place that will make your business sell easily
no,
and for the profit that you're requiring.
and it's sometimes hard. We know somebody who's trying to sell a health food store in California, and they've gone through probably a 10 years process looking at selling it to the employees, looking at, and for various reasons, she still got the store. But
Yeah.
and the other thing, and I was involved with the company, and they never started making any kind of succession planning until it was too late. So, instead of the company going on, it just folded. Right. Yeah.
And you bring up an interesting point. I hear a lot of small business owners saying, well, I don't need an organization chart. We are a team of 3 or 5. We don't really need this. It's not just looking at it of who is on your team now, right? You want
Yeah.
to have a future org chart. You have one for now, and you have a future org chart that then shows where you want to grow. What team members will you need
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
get to that point? And you need to have that in front of you and visually available, because you will forget.
For sure. It's like Gerber's The E-Myth, right? Is you,
Yeah.
first of all, you have a org chart, and your name is in every position. These are the functional things but you're the only person. So
Yeah.
your ideal is so that you're not on any of those positions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You don't want to be in there. And that's really the right time to sell a business. If you are completely removed, it runs on its
Yeah.
own.
And in fact, it's hard to sell the business if it depends on you. I think, you
Yes.
know, if you get hit by a bus and the business stops, then no, it's not sellable really.
Well, it's not really a business. You're not selling a business. You're selling
Yeah,
a
it's
job.
not a business. Like
Yeah.
I'm not even really an entrepreneur. I'm a glorified virtual assistant freelancer, right? Because I don't, I'm not even. I like to think I'm an entrepreneur, but I'm not really by any definition. So, uh, anyway, the other thing about the systems, do
Mhm.
you like? Let's say for a company of about 10, do you have any technical platforms that you tend to recommend, or
So it's really looking at what the need is of the company.
yeah,
I'm not going just to recommend any platform. It really needs to be customized to who is using it, and not only give you so you can use it now, but give you a buffer. So when
yeah,
you grow
oh,
it,
for sure.
I was on a call the other day, and they had people coming on trying to sell their whatever they're selling, and one was selling a CRM platform.
Yeah,
And what he was introducing was a CRM platform that's for a major company. I mean, you have you have over 100 employees. You have over probably 20,000 customer leads or customers in there, right? Most people, the audience, those were small businesses.
yeah,
So it wasn't, and I saw people like their minds churning, and I'm like, it was $160 a month. As a small business of one or five people, you're not going to first of all need that because
yeah,
you're not going to be at that point. So get something that is right for your size right
yeah.
now and gives you a little bit of a buffer.
We actually we were at got at lunch one time. The conversation came up with contact management
Mhm.
things like constant contact and pipeline and those CRM things, and somebody come up with the idea is that most of them force the little people out when they start out. It was a kind of affordable for somebody, one or two people to use it, and
Mhm.
then for some reason those features kind of fall away or the price goes up, and it's almost like they only want to cater to the large
Mm,
organizations where and then it says all of a sudden, wait a minute, oh, so I was paying $20 a month, now they wanted $800 per person on my company. you
yeah,
know and you really, unless you're running a big sales
yeah.
team, that's not a reasonable expense for most people.
No, no, it's not. And I don't even want to throw out names of systems that are available because it really comes down
Yeah,
of the company that needs them. And then I would certainly help and research the right fit.
yeah. I know from project management stuff, I've tried probably 7 or 8 different systems, and they all do some of the stuff well,
Yeah.
and others not so well. And to get, it's pretty expensive to get some. Like there are a couple of things that you really need to be doing large projects in a large company with big budgets in order to justify doing it.
Yeah.
And then the other thing with the small companies, you got to get everybody else on board, and that's really hard. So
Yeah.
well, so a Google spreadsheet is often the best tool.
Sometimes that's where we start, and sometimes that's just the right, tool for the
Yeah,
job.
yeah, no, and it actually depends on how you're managing it. If you just, if you're the project manager and you're meeting with people, they don't need to know all the details about how you're keeping track of it. That's your problem. So,
As long as they know what to do when to do it, then
yeah,
we're all set.
yeah, we're all set.
Yeah.
No, so this is great. So yeah, so I'm gonna go later. I'm gonna put your email address and your phone number in the comment section so people can contact you. And maybe um, actually, why don't we put this up on the screen one more time?
Okay.
Uh, if I can get my mouse over, speaking of technology, I can get my mouse over to the right spot. There we go. So 475-231-5975, and then you have Magda at
Jane.
mjdbusinessconsulting.com, and a QR code that is a little bit small here, maybe, but there we go. Um, and you're in Connecticut?
I am in Connecticut. Yes.
Yeah. So on the east side, I'm on the west side.
Yeah.
So we have the continent surrounded.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Anyway, well, thank you very much for coming and sharing what you do, and enjoy the rest of your Friday.
Thank you so much, Greg. I appreciate your time and doing this for me. Thank you.
Okay, we can chat a bit later after this.